Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today we are going to talk about the basic components of web development. Web development simply means creating website and application that we use every day like Facebook, YouTube or an online shopping website such as Daraz. It has three main parts. Front-end development, what the users see. Backend development, what happened behind the scene. Full stack development, someone who can do both front end and back end skills. By the end of this lecture, you will clearly understand these concepts. We will also use our login system as an example to connect all these ideas. Let's start with the front end. The front end is what the user can see and interact with on a website. Think of it as the face of the website. It has three main building blocks. First one is HTML. This is like the skeleton of a house. It gives shape and structure to a web page. For example, when you see heading, paragraph or images on a web page, that's HTML doing its work. On a new website, the title, the photo, and the article text are all created using HTML. Next is CSS. Its full form is Cascading Style Sheet. This is like painting and decorating the house. CSS make the page colorful and attractive. It change font, layout, and background. If the login button is blue and rounded, that's because of CSS. JavaScript. This is like the electricity of the house. It makes things work and move. JavaScripts add action. When you type your password and the website tell you weak or strong password before submitting, that's our JavaScript. So in short, HTML is the body, CSS is the design, and JavaScript is the action. Now let's go to the backend. The backend is behind the scene. User don't see, but it is the brain of the website. There are three main things here. Web server. A web server is like a waiter in a restaurant. When you order food, the waiter bring it from kitchen to you. Similarly, a web server deliver web pages to your computer when you type a URL. For example, when you type www.google.com, the Google server send the home page to you. The next is database. Database is like a cupboard or a filling cabinet. It store and organize information. For example, when you log in into a Gmail, your username and password are checked inside a database. The last is programming languages, include PHP and Python. These are like the chef in the kitchen. They prepare the data and decide what to send back to the user. For example, if you type your name and password, PHP or Python will check if the information is correct in the database. If it's right, you get access. If not, it show wrong password. Who is a full stack developer? A stack developer is a person who can build both front end and back end. Think of them as a chef who can cook the food and also decorate the table. For the login system, a full stack developer designed the login page using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and also write the server code using PHP or Python to check the username and the password in the database. That's why full stack developers are very popular and highly paid because they can do the work of two people. To make this clear, let's take the example of a login system, something we use almost daily. The picture show how a login system work in a web development. It is divided into front end and back end, and at the bottom it show the fundamentals of each. On the login page, you see two boxes, one for username, one for password, and a login button. This is built using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. This side of picture is front end. Okay, this is the part users see on the screen. User login box. You can see two field. One's for username, that means his or her ID. One for password, like 1234, and a login button. When you open Facebook, you see exactly this, a place to type your email, username, and password. On the bottom left, you see front end fundamentals. First is HTML. HTML make the structure like creating two boxes and a button. CSS add design like giving the button a blue color and the rounded shape. JavaScript add actions like showing a warning if you type the wrong password format. For example, if you try to submit the login form without entering a password, JavaScript will show password required. On the right side of the picture, you see a backend. When you press the login button, your details are sent to the server. The backend programming language like PHP takes your information and check it with the database. This is the part the user do not see. It works behind the scene to make the login system function. First request for login. When the user click login, the information username plus password is sent to the server, like giving your ID card to a security guard at the gate. He check it before allowing you in. Next is PHP. PHP is shown here as the programming language that processes the login request. It takes the username and password, set them to the database for verification. Think of PHP as the kitchen chef. The waiter front end gave the order and the chef prepared the answer. The last is database. On the right side, you see the black stack cylinder. This is the database where user information is stored. The database contains all registered users' name and password. If your input matches the stored data, the system allows you to enter. If the username and password match the stored data, login success. If don't match, login fail message is sent back. Like a school record room. If your name is in the register, you are a student. If not, you are denied entry. Responses to backend and frontend. Once the database confirmed, the result is sent back to PHP, and then PHP send the final message to the frontend. Success means you enter your account. Failure means you see an error message. If the guard check your name in the school register and find it, he lets you in. Otherwise, he say, "Sorry, your name is not here." When you log in into your Facebook or school portal, the same process happen. You type the system, you type the system check and then give access. How it all work together? User enter username plus password in front end. Click login. Request goes to backend. PHP check with the database. Database send back the result. PHP send the final response. Users see success or error message on front end. Imagine entering your PIN at an ATM. Front end is screen where you type PIN. Back end is bank server that check your account. Database is record of your balance and PIN. Whereas response means either transaction successful or wrong PIN. Let's quickly recap everything we learned today. First is front end. Front end is the face of the website, or its fundamental include HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Backend is the brain of the website. It includes server, database programming. Full stack is both face and brain together. Remember, web development is all around us. When you log in into Gmail, that's it. That is front end. Backend working. When you shop online, products are stored in a database and you see them styled with CSS. When you watch a YouTube, the video page is front end and the storage of billion of video is handled by the backend. So web development is not just theory, it's something we experience every day. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.